Well, I feel deeply saddened and a loss of Muhammad Ali because he was definitely a great person and he made an impression on my life. I met him 2 times in my life. When I was young, I met him and he spoke to us in a little boys' center about his changing to being a Muslim, and he talked about us living a successful life. And so that's the first time I met him. He was a very jubilant person, very personal person to sit down. It's the first time I met somebody at that statue who sat down with us as young kids to talk about us having a successful life and doing the right thing. And that was beautiful, and to see him punch around with us and stuff like that, that's what I remember as a child. And then I met him again, it was around either 86, 87, I was home here in Louisville from Fort Bragg to fix up my mother's home. And he happened to be down off 4th Street handing out the Qurans. And so I went up to him and I talked to him and I told him my name, and he remembered, he's 10 years older than me, so he remembered some of my family members. I had a brother named Tyrone Tennyson, they called him Lefty, that used to spar and box around. So Muhammad Ali knew that. He knew about him. And so he said, yes. I said, well, Muhammad Ali, he was citing one Quran. I said, he was such a humble person. I said, can I get one for my mother? And he said, sure. And he signed it. But a lot of people didn't even know didn't know he was back there. But that's how he was. He was like, he wasn't on the main drag. He was off, and I just happened to see him. He was in a Ryder yellow truck handing out all of these Qurans because he definitely was committed to his faith. So I will remember that about him too. But it was, you will never forget that moment. Somebody, like he was so humble. And I asked him, could I have an extra Quran for my mother? I will never forget that. And he said, yes, you can have that.
The champ is here.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
He was a beautiful person to meet. And like I said, if you ever met him, if you ever truly met him, you will never forget him. He's the little guy's champion. About this great person, the way he was committed to our community, he put Louisville on the world map. This is just a little small city, but he was a giant that humbled himself to put us on the map. He always was proud of his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. Anywhere he went, he would let people know that he was from Louisville, Kentucky, and that's what I will never forget. And that's how I still feel. This is my home, and it's because of Muhammad Ali. I always feel very proud of my home. And I think whatever nationality you are, whatever race you are, you will never forget him. He was truly a prince of peace, and a lot of people didn't know that about him, and committed to making it better, not just for his own people, but for everybody around the world. The little guys, as I call it, he was a little guy's champion.